Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode reaction to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is Her Life, and my name is Matt. Hello, how are y'all doing today? Hope you're having a nice day. Okay, Buffy, what happened last week? Last time we had the pack, we had the episode where a bunch of African hyenas possessed over a bunch of teenagers into committing cannibalism. Sander acted in an unfit manner, and everyone's just gonna pretend that that episode didn't happen, and so will I. Also, they killed the principal and the pig. I don't remember the name of the pig. We only had him for like 2 minutes, but R.I.P. the pig, and also the principal. R.I.P. to the principal. He was a real one. I'll actually miss the principal, because the principal was a character that I was like, he's gonna be there in the background every episode. He's gonna show up sometimes and be funny, and no, he won't. He's fucking dead, and that actually took me by surprise. So yeah, shout outs to the fucking principal. He was a real one. That's pretty much what happened last episode. I don't know if there's anything else to talk about. I mean, we did mention that Willow has a thing for Xander, and Buffy has a thing for Angel, and I suppose that's like the one thing that will probably carry over into the larger story, so that deserves to be mentioned. Anything else? I don't know. Fuck it. Let's just begin this next episode. And I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at the title of this episode, and it seems like it will be an interesting episode. At least I'm hoping. Okay, that's it. Check out the Patreon. Check out the link in the description below, or the pop-up on screen around here. You can watch the next 2 episodes already, as well as full-length reactions for Buffy and other stuff that I do. Or you just want to support the channel, that's totally fine. Thank you so much to Nonman for sponsoring this video as usual. And yeah, let us begin. So, Buffy, Season 1, Episode 7, let's go. Okay, this is a little bit funny, not gonna lie. Jack. It's like Voldemort adopted a son.
What about Angel?
Yes.
Angel? Did you see him in a relationship?
I do want to know what the fuck his deal is, though. I hope this episode gives me a little bit. I do wonder what the direction was for that, because I could just imagine the director just telling him, act as cringe as possible.
Rain check. Good night.
Bye-bye. Is she gonna walk into blood? Is he right there? He is right there. She is gonna walk into blood. Or blood will walk into her. Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, it is 3. Yo, can Angel help out or something? I do want to see, like, because I saw the title of this episode. The title of this episode was Angel. I do hope that this episode actually does give me insight into him. Maybe he can come in and help. Let's go. Let's go, boy, help out. Fucking do something for once. Just me and the BF running around from 3 metalheads.
It's alright. A vampire can't come in unless it's invited.
Oh, we're going for those rules.
Never put it to the test.
Nice. And the mom is gonna be like, who are you, mister? Shirt off and everything.
No idea. Well, then why don't you go upstairs and get into bed, and I can bring you some hot tea.
That's sweet. What'd you do?
What does your family think of your career choice?
Why does he know so much? Okay.
Was it vampires?
It was.
So this is a vengeance gig for you.
The way he paused before he said it was, I almost wonder, I mean, this is just a random thought that came to my head immediately. I wonder if he's a vampire, like a half vampire, and he doesn't like it.
Do you snore?
Good question. And it makes sense he wouldn't
It's been a
know.
long time since anybody's been in a position to let me know.
I'm always alone.
Crossbow.
Yo, sick!
Huh? Check out these babies.
Oh, I love this.
Goodbye, stakes. Hello, flying fatality.
I said this like 4 episodes ago. I said, what if you put a stick on a gun and shoot it? Would that work? Yes, it does. It's called crossbow.
Let's move on to the crossbow.
Hell yeah. Propulsion-based stakes. What if he just stays in his room forever for like 100 episodes? That would be fun, actually.
You read my diary? That is not okay. A diary is like a person's most private place. You don't even know what I was writing about. Hunk can mean a lot of things, bad things.
I did a lot of thinking today. I really can't be around you. Because when I am...
Hey, no big.
He
water.
does have like a
Over
monster
the bridge,
inside or something.
Under the bridge,
How
over
badly
the
I
dam.
wanna
think
kiss
it's-
you.
Kiss me?
I'm older than you, and this can't ever...
Okay.
I better go.
Sure.
How much older?
How many centuries?
I should.
I'm gonna guess he's like a couple centuries old. He's an extra human entity or some shit. Okay. We're going in.
What? What's wrong?
I was right. You're gonna run away? Yes. I was right. He's like a half vampire or some shit.
I saw a shadow.
I saw a shadow. One side door is light and the other door is shadow. When he said they're dead, and she's like, was it vampires? And he stopped for a second and he was like, it was. The first thing I thought was, he's a vampire or like a half vampire or some shit, and he killed them and he regrets it. He's actually a good person, but he's a half vampire, and when he turns into a vampire, he's bad. I do want to know what his deal is. I'm gonna guess he's not gonna go away. I'm gonna guess they're not gonna kill him. We're gonna learn about his like tragic backstory or whatever. So he's a half vampire, I'm guessing. Because he's not like that all the time.
Who's here?
A friend.
And it's almost like he does. Oh.
Hi.
Yeah, it's her, it's her.
Turn of the century. You were such a bad boy during that earthquake.
You did some damage yourself.
Is there anything better than
He's a regretful vampire. He went rogue. He decided to change his ways. That's cool.
You're not one of them.
That's why he never shows up during daytime, does he? Like, he drinks, like, blood bags from the hospital. He's a vegan vampire.
Been around for a while.
Not long for a vampire. 240 years or so.
Okay. I do like how he was like, there's an age gap. I don't know about this.
He comes to America, shuns other vampires, and lives alone.
How do we have so much written?
Record of
Do I sense a plan, darling? Share.
Sure. I fucking love this guy.
Back to the fold.
Angel. He is the most vicious creature I ever met.
Wow.
How we all work together for the common good. That's how a family is supposed to function.
I love this guy. I love the way he speaks. I love the way he acts. He's so extra. So fucking good.
How was it? Unbelievable. Wow. And it is kind of novel.
Okay. Is the other vampire chick, the blonde, does she have a thing for Angel? Window. Okay, no. I thought it would be a hand. Just, this show really loves doing the suspense build-up reveal.
So would you like to come in and wait?
It's very nice of you to invite me into your home.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They can't get in. Oh, Angel's passing by.
I just had a little. There's plenty more.
Oh, God.
Aren't you hungry for something warm after all this time? Come on, Angel.
I know what's gonna happen.
Yes.
She's gonna go, and Buffy's gonna think that Angel did this.
Welcome home.
She walked away.
Hey.
Yes, of course. Fucking god damn it! Like, I wanna watch this, man. I hate this sort of storylines.
You come near us and I'll kill you.
Misunderstanding storylines, I hate them.
Your friend came over.
Say she. Say she.
Was gonna make a snack.
Say she. Say she.
I slipped and cut my neck on.
Say it was a girl.
Care about somebody. You care about them. You can't change that by
Killing them? Maybe not. But I think it's a start.
I think this is going to take more than a simple steak.
So do I.
Oh, we're going crossbow? Okay. I mean, I'm down to see crossbow action, but also...
100 years, you've not had a moment's peace because you will not accept who you are. That's all you have to do. Accept it.
Just walking around town with a crossbow? No biggie? Imagine if a cop saw this.
Impression.
She makes quite an
She's gonna mention that it was
I know
a
she's
girl.
having trouble. She's studying with Willow. She's studying with Darla. I mean, she's trying.
Who's Darla? Yeah.
Darla, I don't believe I know.
Yeah.
Her friend, the one who came over tonight.
Darla came to your house tonight. She's the friend that you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
You have a problem.
Yeah. How much of the issues of the show would be solved if this wasn't the 90s and people had cell phones? Because you would literally just call her and be like, yo, it was an Angel. It was Darla.
Let's get it done.
Okay, how is this gonna go? Missed. How does the scrobble work? Because scrobbles are very difficult to reload.
Don't go soft on me now. A little wide.
Was it a joke? To make me feel for you, and then... I killed a lot of vampires. I've never hated one before.
Feels good, doesn't it? Feels simple.
I invited you into my home, and then you attacked my family.
Why not? I killed mine. The elders conjured the perfect punishment for me. They restored my soul.
What, they were all out of boils and blinding torment?
When you become a vampire, the demon takes your body, but it doesn't get your soul. That's gone. No conscience, no remorse. It's an easy way to live.
Okay.
No idea what it's like to have done the things I've done.
The mention occurs before, so.
And to care.
Interesting.
I didn't bite her.
And why didn't you say something?
But I wanted to. I can walk like a man, but I'm not one.
He's like, I'm gonna die, just kill me.
I wanted to kill you tonight.
She's still gonna get attacked. If not by him, by Darla.
Not as easy as it looks.
Sure it is.
There he goes. Darla.
You know what the saddest thing in the world is?
Bad hair on top of that outfit?
Love someone who used to love you.
Oh, she does have a thing for him.
We're involved?
For several generations. You love someone who hates us. You're sick. And you'll always be sick. And you'll always remember what it was like to watch her die.
How did that reload?
Scarier.
That's true.
Oh, don't worry.
I love
Bullets
that.
Can't kill vampires. You can hurt them like hell, but...
They can kill a human though. I fucking love this. I fucking love this. Damn, got her? Where was it? That's not a heart, so.
It was an angel who attacked your mom with Darla!
Alright, Willow. You almost killed everybody, but now she knows. And she has a lot of hate towards her. Let's go! What's your fit? So ridiculous. Just sliding backwards, shooting 2 guns. She's Max Payne. This episode should have a seizure warning. Oh! Got her!
Angel?
Damn! He got her! He got her good. Good job, buddy. I'm gonna go now. Yeah. I had a feeling that this would be the last. Damn! Again, I love this guy. He overacts the exact amount.
How dare you? She was my favorite for 400 years.
She was weak. Don't need her. I'll bring you the Slayer.
Fuck this kid.
We'll kill them all.
This fucking psychopathic demon-ass possessed kid. I do love the master, like the Dark Lord over here. Like, he's fucking awesome. It's just like, oh shit! It's good to see a character care. That's good. That's always good when a character cares. It's so good to see the main antagonist just be like, fuck it, god damn it!
One of us has to go here.
Okay.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Well, as long as they're not kissing.
Your face.
You okay?
It's just...
Painful. I know. See you around?
I was worried when they said one of us has to go, that it would be like... What was that? I mean, it was a cross, but what does that mean? I feel like I'm too stupid to realize what that meant. I'm gonna say that that episode was probably my favorite of the ones that we've seen thus far. Like, in all of season 1 so far, this was probably my favorite episode. And I'm happy that it went the way it did. I mean, there was a lot of relationship drama, which is not my favorite thing in the world, but also I don't mind that. It's just like, whatever. But I do like that the character of Angel turned out to be actually pretty interesting. I mean, okay, so my first thought when I saw him and he was like, my name is Angel, I'm like, oh, are you actually like a literal angel? You know, it would be a little bit on the nose, but I can see the show doing that, you know? Like him being like some kind of holy entity that comes down to help the Slayer, because in a world where there are demons, I'm assuming there could be some kind of angel. So whatever, I would assume that based on nothing but his name. But in this episode, I realized it the moment that they were in the house and he talked about my family's dead, and she was like, was it vampires? And he had a pause, he stopped, and then he was like, it was. And I'm just like, hold on, I might be overthinking this, but the pause followed by it was makes me think that he's a vampire. He's the one that killed them. Like, it could be him or like a relative or someone close to him, and that's why he paused. But my first thought was he did it. He's a vampire, but he's like one of the good ones because he helped her. So I'm just like, okay, that could be interesting. And then they did it. Like 2 minutes later, they show him transforming, and I'm like, oh, let's go. I was right. That's so good. But like, it's better. Like, the reason why it's good is not because of like the forbidden love aspect. It's good because of what his character becomes now. Because they explain to me what his backstory is, which again, it's like crazy that we have so much written and we can like, that feels like a little bit too convenient for the plot. It's like everyone just reads everything regarding an event or a character. And I'm just like, yeah, Giles just has perfect registry of like everything that happened with Angel, and we just learned everything. And it's just like, okay, but we find out that Angel has been alive for like 240 years at least. Around that time, he has been traveling all over the world, from like Ireland or something like they said, like Europe, and he mentioned that Darla was wearing a kimono the last time he saw her, so maybe they were in Japan or some shit. Like, he was a vampire, he was ruthless, and he killed a bunch of people, and eventually at one point he just stopped, and it's like, all right. And they didn't tell me why until like later, which is apparently he murdered a girl that was like of a family of gypsies, and they put a curse on him or something that made him care. And him, because vampires by default don't care, that's part of the transformation, and we see it a little bit with Jesse. Again, everyone's favorite character, Jesse. That joke is never gonna end. But we see with Jesse when he was just some dude, and then he's like, oh, I'm fucking strong and I love this. Oh, I'm gonna kill you all. It's like, okay, sure, he doesn't care anymore. So Angel transforming makes him so he stopped caring, and he just went and killed a bunch of people, and he didn't give a shit. He killed his family, he killed his friends, he killed his friend's family. Like, he just kept going for a bunch of years, for like 150 years or whatever. And then eventually he hit a point where the curse was removed. Well, no, he was put on a curse that gave him back his like soul, which means his ability to care. And because he cares now, now he actually feels for all of the things that he's done. So now he has so much like guilt on him that he doesn't want to do it ever again. And then he turned into the mythical vegan vampire that he just goes out and he just steals bags of blood and off the hospitals or whatever, and that's how he lives. I guess that's just how he survives, and that's pretty great. I fucking love that as a character concept, like, because I say this, I've said this in other videos, in other shows and stuff, but one of my favorite, it's not an archetype, but it's like ideas that you can do for a character would be a character that is like, has done bad stuff or stuff that they regret, and then they use that as fuel to change, and then you can see visible change on screen for them to not just become better people, but just someone that just does the direct opposite, because they just hate so much what they used to be that they just like, no, I'm gonna do the complete opposite. And that shows like genuine care. That shows like, it shows care, it shows growth, it shows like such a determination to change. It's so good. That's like my favorite thing to see. And seeing Angel, that actually adds so much to his character, which I kind of love now. Like, I really do. Because I used to like, don't give a shit about it. Like, he was fine, but like, he was almost like a joke in a way. Like, he showed up and he said some cryptic stuff and he walked away, and that was it. And I'm just like, when are we gonna learn what he's about? And this episode comes in and it's like, actually, he's kind of cool. That's kind of sick. That is a sick backstory. I love it. There was a point in the episode that I just like hated, but that's not because it was bad. That's just because that's just a me thing. Like, I hate miscommunication in media a lot. I really do. So when he was holding like Buffy's mom that was just bitten and Darla was there, I'm just like, oh my fucking god. Darla's gonna walk away and then Buffy's gonna come in and be like, you bit my mom. And he's not gonna say anything because he hates himself so much that he's like, well, fuck it. I'm not even gonna try to defend myself. And that's exactly what happened. And I'm like, fuck you. But it was resolved within the episode, which is good. Because if that was a thing for like the entire season, like if they just hated each other in this episode and that carried over for like half the season, I don't know how many episodes we have in season 1, but like if that carried over for like 10 episodes, I would just have hated it because it was just like fucking goddamn it. And like they kill each other or some shit, like, and like maybe they kill each other or some shit. I've been told that there's a spin-off of the show that I should watch, which is called Angel. And if I would have to assume, I would imagine that it follows Angel. But I don't know if that show is a prequel or not. And based on what they give me this episode, I could see it as a prequel. Just like what happened to Angel in his life before the show started, you know? I could see it happening. And don't tell me in the comments. I don't want any information. I want to know nothing. Just, I'm good. And also, I don't know if I'm going to watch Angel or not. That's really difficult to fit into my schedule. But yeah, anyway, so that was really, what am I saying? Okay, where am I? I'm looking at the clock. There's something I have to do, so I kind of want to hurry up. Maybe I'll cut the discussion at one point and then I'll continue some other time. But okay, like it was all within the episode. That was totally fine. And then at the end of the episode, they do have a moment. And at the end, Angel had like a cross burned into his chest. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. A couple theories. Buffy did that to him. He did that to himself in order to like stop himself from like his vampire urges or whatever. That was like the curse that the gypsies put on him. What else? I don't know. Maybe that happened to him after he kissed her. Like for some reason that just happens. His vampire kisses a slayer. I don't know. I don't know what that was. And I feel like maybe that was obvious. But I am the type of person to completely miss the obvious and like lose myself into shit that doesn't matter. I do that a lot, by the way. I don't know how much y'all know about me because I know a lot of people came from Buffy, so you might not know that. But I have been known to be so distracted in my own dumb thoughts that I completely miss the obvious. So that could be another case of that. But yeah, I'm not going to put more time into that. Y'all can just tell me if that was obvious. If not, that's completely fine. We'll just learn it later. Because the way it was shown, it really felt like that's going to matter. Like, it doesn't matter right now because the episode ended right then. But it might matter later. So I'm guessing we'll see it later. And we'll see where that goes. Anyway, so yes, Forbidden Love comes into place. Buffy definitely has a thing for Angel. I mentioned it at the beginning, and now it's like, yes, very much clear. Angel also has a thing for Buffy. Okay, that's cool, because we didn't get that before. That wasn't a thing that was explicitly told to us. He just showed up, gave cryptic warnings, and then left. Like, that was his entire character, so there was no room for us to believe that he actually had a thing for her. But here we see that he kind of does. And the thing is that he doesn't want to be around her because he's afraid of his instincts, of his animality, of just being a vampire. And, like, that's cool. Like, again, that's such an anime thing. Like, I said it in episode 1, I was like, this is just an anime. And now that is also an anime thing. Like, there's so many like anime like shonen main characters or some shit that do have the idea of like, I'm the good guy, but also I have a hidden dark side to me that comes out whenever I don't want it to. And it causes me to act like an animal and do evil things, but I don't want to do them. So I have this inner conflict. And it's just like, oh my fucking god. Like, that's such an anime thing. And like, it fits so well with Angel though, because he really is like the bad boy, the mysterious bad boy of the show. Like, I made fun of that, but like, it doesn't not make sense. It does make sense to his character, and I actually do like his character now that context has been given, and I do kind of like it, so that's cool. And I like That's also cool because it makes like a more interesting cast of characters, doesn't it? It really does, because we just used to have the Vampire Slayer. Cool. We have the librarian dude who knows a lot, and he's the plot diviner. Like, he comes in and he just divines plot. Like, that's it. He divines information. That's his job. Then we have Sander and Willow. Willow helps out with like hacking sometimes. Otherwise, she's just doing her best. And Sander is doing her best, but usually it goes wrong. And also, he's like kind of the comic relief. Even though in a show like this, everyone's the comic relief. But he's kind of more the comic relief than anything. Like, everything he says, I'm just like, oh my fucking god, dude. But like, yes, that's our cast. Now we have to add the mysterious bad boy that has a dark side to him. He's a half vampire. He's a vampire who hates himself because he doesn't want to be a vampire. And he hates all the evil deeds that is done. So he's repenting for his sins by helping the Slayer. It's like, that's okay. That is a cool character. That is a cool character to throw into the mix. I like that one. I like that one a lot. So I like that character, and I just like this entire episode. Like, this entire episode, like, there are episodes that feel like filler. And I bet you anything that they probably are filler. Like fucking, okay, is anyone gonna sit here and tell me that the fucking, what the fuck is it? The teacher's pet episode, is anyone gonna tell me that episode, like, actually, like, did anything for us? Because, like, okay, that episode aired, like, this last week. And I was afraid that people were gonna, like, hate me for, like, because I struggled really hard to, like, not say that episode was bad. I mean, it wasn't terrible. It was just like, what the fuck am I watching? So I was scared of people's reception to that video, and people were like, nah, this episode is kind of shit. And I was like, oh god, thank god. But it wasn't the best, and honestly, that episode could be skipped. And now that I'm thinking about it, I did have people that told me before I started the show, if you want, I can give you a list of episodes you can skip from season 1. And I feel like that was probably one of them. But this episode is a must watch. This episode is a banger. And like, it's not just Angel, and not just the entire characters' relationships. It's also Darla, and it's also the Master. And yo, the Master, the Dark Lord Voldemort over here, I know his name is the Master, but every time I say the Master, I think of fucking Doctor Who, and I would rather not associate the two. So I'm just gonna call him Voldemort, or the Dark Lord, or whatever. I'm just gonna interchange names. But that guy, he's awesome. Like, I love him so much, because every time he's on a scene, and it's been a couple episodes since we've seen him, so, but like, every time that he's on a scene, he overacts the exact amount, like the perfect amount. He, like, I want to go back to one of the scenes where he's in. Like, I want to watch one of them again. Because, like, even when fucking Darla died, and that's important. I thought about it earlier in the episode. I was like, oh, she's in the episode. And then they were talking about Angel and shit. And I'm like, okay, maybe she'll die. Because there has to be, like, an antagonist for the episode. And the big three die, like 5 minutes into the episode. So I'm like, okay, maybe she will die. And because this is a plot important episode, so I can see like a named character dying. So she died, cool. But when she died and it showed fucking the Master just losing it, he was just breaking shit. She was like, gosh, they killed Darla. She was my favorite for 400 years. And it's so good. I mean, not just because he's like lashing out, and that's good because it shows that he cares, and that's always good. It's good to show a character that cares. I mean, you can have multiple ways of showing a character caring about something, but that is one of them. It's just him just breaking shit and being like, fucking goddamn it, they killed my best girl, and I'm just like, yeah, there you go, that's good. It shows me that the Master cares, because that is so much better than having scenes where the Master is just like, you're my minion and you failed me. I'm gonna kill you now. It's like, that's boring. Show me him being like, fucking goddamn it, I lost my best minion. It's like, yeah, that's good. He's angry. He's angry that he lost his right-hand woman, and he killed by what would have been his right-hand man. He's like, fuck. Like, that's good. That's good. And just like, the way he talks is so good, and the way he acts too, because he has like a bunch of prosthetics or makeup or whatever the fuck that is. I'm guessing it's prosthetics or some kind of mask. But even with that, the way he moves and the way he emotes, and like even he says he does like this shit. Just like, yes. That's so funny. I love it. Actually. I love it so much. He's like, oh, we will get the Slayer. It's so, God, it's so like cartoonishly evil, but also like overacting, but not in a way that breaks the character, in a way that actually makes the character. I fucking love this guy. Like, I see this character like going away after one season. I hope he doesn't. I hope he stays around for the full 144 episodes. I hope he's the main antagonist of the entire story. I hope he's in there for the entire run. And I hope they never change his makeup or prosthetics or whatever the fuck he has going on. I hope he looks exactly the same way the whole way. And he acts the same way and he talks the same way. I want that. I want that perfectly. God, that's so good. I fucking love that character. The Master, fucking great ass character. Like, I love him so much. We can talk about the Anointed One or whatever. The kid, sure. So, I still don't know what the fuck the deal with the kid is. People probably have already told me in the comments for episode 5, which hasn't aired yet, but I'm assuming that by the time this comes up, people have already told me. If you haven't, what is the deal with the kid? And don't spoil me. Just the idea of... Because... the kid, I don't remember the exact prophecy of the Anointed One, but it was just like, yeah, the Anointed One will show up and that will be the downfall of the Slayer and bring her to hell or something like that. And I'm just like, okay, but what did the kid get possessed? Did the kid have like a latent demon inside of him that was awakened by the incident or something? What is the deal with the kid? Did they put something in the kid? Was the kid always like that? Is the kid like the reincarnation of like Satan, like the Dalai Lama, but the Satan version? Like, what is the deal with the kid? Like, I want to know that, because it's almost funny to see this fucking kid saying the most evil lines, but it's just some dumb kid. And it is funny to see, and it's even funnier at the end when fucking Voldemort is lashing out over I forgot her name already, Dahlia, whatever. When she died, and he's like, fuck, and the kid is like, you don't need her. She failed us. She wasn't worth it. It's just like, oh my god, the kid is saying this shit. I love that. So yeah, I have no idea what the Anointed One is with the fucking kid. But I think it's funny. Like, I love it. This episode is definitely my favorite one so far. I love everything that happened in this episode. Even the miscommunication thing when they think that Angel is the one that like bit like Buffy's mom or whatever. Even that, like, it was hard for me to watch at first, but then it was like resolved within 5 minutes, so it's like, that's fine, completely fine, I don't mind it. But like, yeah, like, that was cool. And we also learned that Dahlia had a thing with Angel. They had a relationship, and then he killed her, which adds an extra layer of insult. And I like that when she died, she got stabbed and she was like, Angel, and then poof, it just exploded into dust and died. Like, that's cool, because like the last thing that she felt and saw was like raw betrayal. It wasn't betrayal because he already like stated that he doesn't want to do anything with her, but it was this thing where like she had a thing with him, and to a degree she probably still felt it. And I'm gonna say she did, because there was a scene when Buffy and Willow are talking at the library. They were studying history or whatever, and I'm just like, how do you have time to focus into that shit when all of this is going on? Like, the most important plot episode is happening and they're talking about the Civil War or some shit. Just like, yes, whatever, a bunch of races were shit in the US, moving on, like, we know that. But they were talking about that, and fucking Dahlia showed up, and you see her, and I was trying to focus on her expression, and her expression looked like she was pissed, and I'm just like, why is she pissed? And then I'm like, oh, Buffy's talking about Angel and how they liked each other or whatever. So I'm thinking, oh, did she have a thing with Angel too? Because they do go back. The way they talk to each other, it means that they do go back. And then we saw that scene, and I'm just like, oh, maybe they have a history, and they did, and that didn't matter too much, because then, except at the end when she got killed by Angel, she was like, Angel, it's like, yes, die, burn, bitch. So she got burned, she died, and that was cool. Shout outs to propulsion based stakes, also known as a crossbow, because like, okay, like 4 episodes ago, I don't know what the fuck episode it was. I think it was the witch episode. So like, yeah, 4 episodes ago, they were talking about like, oh, a cop wouldn't do anything against a vampire, and I'm just like the guns didn't really do anything. And I was saying, and I made the joke, but at the same time, it was a genuine question. It was like, what if you make propulsion based stakes? You know? Because, like, you don't need to go melee with the stake. What if you can shoot a stake? So I was thinking, what if you make a stake gun? That would work. That's new Vampire Slayer tech. Like, that's modern vampire slaying. And then this show comes in and it's like, yes, it's called a crossbow. And I'm like, of course it's a crossbow. What the fuck? I'm fucking stupid. It is a crossbow. You can also just use a bow, I guess. A bow would work. Like, okay, I call bullshit with this crossbow, by the way, because loading a crossbow is fucking difficult. Loading up a crossbow is fucking difficult. The way you have to, like, pull that shit, unless it's, like, an automatic one. I think there are automatic crossbows, but, like, the one Buffy had didn't look like one. It looked like she had to reload it. But every time she picked it up, it had more fucking, like, bolt stakes into it, and I'm just like, really? Okay, I get, like, okay, so I'm not gonna pretend that I looked at that crossbow closely, and I'm not gonna pretend that I know how a crossbow works, but I do know loading up that shit is difficult, and the fact that she just had that, every time she picked it up, it had more, I'm just like, I don't know if that's how it works, but sure, we'll roll with it. The other thing I want to say, shoutouts to vampire guns. Shoutouts to guns in general. Like, okay, no, in real life, guns bad, but shoutouts to this show for doing the thing that you always think about sometimes when you're watching a show or a movie, and it has some kind of weird fantastical elements, you know, you're watching, like, I don't know, like an anime or something. It's like you see these people fighting and they're using their powers and they're using their supernatural abilities and they're using, like, special, like, equipment or some shit, and I'm always thinking, wouldn't just, like, guns solve this trouble? Like, okay, again, Harry Potter. Wouldn't just Harry showing up with the gun solve, like, 99% of problems in that fucking, like, book series? Also, fuck JK. But, like, wouldn't that be, like, again, any other, like, fantastical, magical, or whatever supernatural series, a gun would be so useful. Because it is funny to think about just, like, the main character showing up with a gun and just being, bam, bitch. Like, that is funny. That's almost comedy. It takes away from the seriousness of the situation. But the fact that this show had fucking Dahlia be like, oh, you have a crossbow, cute, gun, just double handgun, just I'm just like, oh, that's so good. That's so fucking good. That's so good. I love that shit so much. That is funny. That is funny. That's just funny. That's just so good. That's funny and good, and it makes sense because it does make sense. Like, in any situation where a gun is just because, okay, listen, a gun is just magic. A gun is just magic. You move a finger and a person dies. Like, a gun is just another form of magic. It's just physical based instead of, like, soul and spiritual based. It's just a piece of equipment that by moving a finger, a person dies. That's a gun. And that's a piece of magic. And it's really useful magic. And it would make sense for someone in the story to just have it and just use it. And it's funny that they did it here. Because, yes, just in every piece of media that I watch, sometimes I'm just thinking, like, what if you just showed up with a gun? Wouldn't that solve the problem? And the answer is yes. They just don't do it for whatever reason. Like, that's why Ruby was good, man. I like Ruby. I like the first couple seasons of Ruby. I didn't continue watching it. But I like Ruby because, like, every weapon that they had was a melee weapon, a magical weapon, and also a gun. And I'm just like, yes, it works. It just works. It's good combat, man. So yeah, I just like that Dahlia did that. It didn't work out for her, but it was useful. She kept Buffy at bay. Like, that was her problem. The fact that she got it in close range against Buffy, to the fact that Buffy pulled her feet, and then she was sliding. She was, like, on a pool table, laying down, sliding, just shooting like this, like fucking Max Payne. She was actually Max Payne. It wasn't fucking Blaine from a couple episodes ago. He looks a lot like Sam Blake, but it was fucking Dahlia. She was Max Payne all along. Sorry, this is a weird tangent. I just really love that part of the episode. That was, like, one of my favorite things about this episode. The fact, God, this episode is so good, man. Like, I fucking love this episode. And, oh, okay, the rule of vampires coming into your house. That's good. It's good to bring that up because we are nerfing vampires a little bit. There is a rule, there's a vampire rule that it was placed in universe in this episode and confirmed. Vampires cannot get inside of a house unless you invite them. That is a good rule to have. Like, and it was funny when Dahlia walked in and she said, "Oh, thank you for inviting me into your house." It's like fun double meaning line. She actually means, "Thank you for inviting a vampire into your house so I can fucking attack you." But the mom didn't know that. So that's one of those funny Hannibal lines, you know? I watch Hannibal NBC. Like, that show had a lot of like lines like that where Hannibal said some shit regarding eating humans, but nobody realized it, and it's just like, yeah, that was funny. That was fucking funny. But yeah, we have an actual rule in universe. Vampires cannot step inside of a house unless you invite them. Okay, that is a rule we need to remember moving forward. If they ever break them, I will call them out for it. But I don't think they will. That's a pretty clear like rule. Okay, so we're establishing that. That's a good rule to have. I like that. I like that because it's one of those like part of the mythos of vampires, right? That is one of the things that, depending on what piece of media you're looking at, the rule will be there or it won't be. In this one, it is there. So it's like, okay, that makes sense. It's not just something that they're pulling out of their asses. It's part of the vampire mythos. And it isn't here, and it's good. I accept it. Okay. So that's just another cool thing that I like. I don't know if there's anything else I want to say about this episode. I feel like I just ran through everything that happened in it and how much I loved it. If I remember something else, I'll add it right here at the end. But right now I have to go. I have something I need to do. So sorry if this is cut short and like the best episode of the show so far. But like I need to go into something. So if I remember something I really wanted to say, I'll record myself later talking about it. And I'll just put it right here. Otherwise, this is going to be it. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Buffy. See you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching this reaction episode to Buffy. If you would like to watch the next 2 episode reactions, you can already do so over at the Patreon. Check out the link in the description below in order to check that out. Social media, all sorts of cool stuff I do. You can also watch full length for this episode and everything else. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. See you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.